everyone. I'll just wait a few minutes to see if anyone is going to join us live for this masterclass. I was hoping to go live on my laptop, but it couldn't find the camera for some reason. So hopefully I'll have enough battery to cover it all, fingers crossed. But oh, hi Jane, you're my first. Oh, hello Helen, hi. Excellent. I'll just I'll wait a few more moments just for a few more people to come and join us, but if not, hopefully they'll be able to catch the replay. But I hope you've all had a fabulous weekend. What did we do? Oh, I've got two little boys, so yesterday we were watching trains. We sat by a railway line in Northwich, very exciting, watching choo-choo trains. And then Saturday, it was just a quiet day, I think. Hi Louise. So I hope what I'm going to share with you today you find useful. I've made a few notes, so I'll look down and just remind myself of what I'm actually talking about today. So, right, we've got a few live. So I think I'll just start, and then hopefully people can catch the replay. I'm hoping to keep this quite short and sweet. Laura's masterclass last week, that was really in depth, so that covered a lot of it. But we thought it might be nice just to put some of show you the theory and how I've put it into practice with my own Instagram account. So I'll give you a very brief introduction to me and my business. I'm Suzanne, and I run an online equestrian store, so I haven't got a bricks and mortar store at all. Hi Vicky, hope you're okay. And yeah, so for me, social media is pretty much how I drive traffic to my store. So it's quite a big one for me, because I haven't got a physical presence that people can come to or see on the high street and things. So we did have our own brand, and then we did sell other equestrian brands as well. But over the past probably 2 months, we've actually narrowed down our website, and we have just started to focus solely on our own brand, which is quite exciting, but also a bit scary as well, because you think, oh my God, oh hello Leslie, I hope you're okay. It's a bit scary, because I think, oh my God, any sales that we get now will mainly be our own brand of things rather than what other people have created. So it made me feel a bit scared, but on the other hand, touch wood, I found since we have actually focused down on our own brand of items, so we do like polo shirts, riding socks, quite a few different things now. We've found that we're actually selling more of our own, we're selling more of it. So instead of mixing it up with other brands, by focusing solely on ours, we're getting better results. So fingers crossed, may that continue, but we shall see anyway. So I had a quick look at my stats. I'm a Shopify store, and over the past 6 months our conversion rate was 1.5%, so I'm quite happy with that. That's pretty average from what I believe. So I know now that if I want to increase sales, ideally I need to get more and drive more traffic to my website in order to bump up the conversion rate. So let me see. The past few months I've actually had a shift as well. So Instagram is giving me more visits to my store, and it's also given me more sales as well. So that was exciting, because I don't pay for Instagram advertising at the moment. I've always paid for Facebook, and I do like Facebook, but I have found recently that the engagement has dropped again, and and I just really begrudge spending a lot on Facebook advertising at the moment, because I don't really think I see a good return on my spend. So I thought, right, I'll focus on Instagram and see how that goes. And touch wood, we do seem to have seen a shift. So I'll give you an insight as well. Our target audience, they're between 13 and 25, so we do have quite a younger audience, so maybe that's why Instagram works well for us. So obviously, if your target market aren't on Instagram, then it's probably best to focus on the social media platforms that they are on. What Laura said, it's better to focus on what works for you rather than trying to spread yourself too thinly to begin with. A really important tool that I use on the Instagram app, I think Laura mentioned, is Insights. And I love the Insights because it tells me the age of the people that are using it and that are engaging with my posts. I love to look at the time of the day to see what time of day is most popular, what time of the day they're most on. So with some of my ideal customers being on the lower age scale, like 13, I know that during the day they won't be around because they could be at school. So I find that like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, I try and do a post then, and then probably 6 o'clock in the afternoon if I did another one. What posts are popular? I love to have a look and see what engagement. I think there's a section, I think it's audience, where you can click on there and it gives you the most popular posts over the past year. And I always look at engagement because that includes likes, comments, things like that. And I actually tested it because I was able to identify what my most popular post was, and I think I did it back over the 2 years that I had actually been active, because we'll be 2 in July, and I found that it was actually a post of my of one of our mares and foals, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. So I think actually that it was on a Saturday morning that I did this, and we were going out for the day, so I was a passenger in the car, and I thought, right, I'm just going to test this out. So I got the same image, and I think I put I can't believe this was taken in 2017, look, and how much Lily and Twiggy have grown now. And that post actually went viral, and I think I got, did I write it down? I got 3,600 likes on that post, and I thought, oh my God, I've never ever had that amount of likes. And I think my reach for that was 25,000, and I thought, God, that was free. I didn't pay for that. It was I could never get results like that for free on Facebook. So that was, and I think that was a bit of a turning point then, because it made our account a bit more visual, and more people were able to see it. So I've not been able to match that, but I have had some posts that have gone to like 500 likes, and that's quite a lot for us. So I'm just under 8,000 now. I think I've got 135 to go. So I'm hoping to get there by probably maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. So I'll be at the 8,000 mark. But so just looking at those insights, you can start to have a play around, see what works for you. If you hear meowing, that's not me, that's my cat. He loves to get involved in lives. But yeah, so hopefully Insights, just have an experiment, have a look. And I've never been afraid to try. Sometimes I'll do something on Instagram and it'll just fall flat, and I think, oh God, that didn't work. But then other times I'll just have a go and it'll take off. So just never be afraid to try and experiment and see what works for you and your audience. What am I doing now? Let's have a look. So we've looked at Insights. My routine, now I'm going a bit against it now, because I post once or twice a day, and I think with Instagram being my main source of website traffic, and with me being on an online only store, that's the only way I can get out there and communicate with my ideal customers. And I think with it being social media, it's important to be quite consistent. So, because I'm starting to see now that there are certain people on Instagram that they'll always like my post and they'll comment and I'll comment back, and you kind of get to make, I suppose it's like building your own tribe, isn't it? You get to see, you get to know them, you get to look at their posts, you get to like them. And I think if you're showing up every day, you can keep that consistency and that momentum going. And I was starting to look at other big brands like ASOS and M&S. Who else did I look at? Boohoo, and they all post. I think they overpost, to be honest. I think they post 3 or 4 times a day. But yeah, I think 1 or 2 on Instagram, because I just enjoy it, and I find that the reach and the likes don't go down because I'm over posting, so it tends to work for me anyway. Post wise, I tend to post a mixture of like personal, so it could be what I'm up to that day. I could be making a cup of tea in like one of our horse mugs, and I'll take a photo of, or like a boomerang of the tea swirling around in the cup. It could be products, so quotes. I find that like inspirational quotes are quite popular with our audience. I always do it against a backdrop of a horse, and it could be one of ours or like a stock image in Canva. And quotes go really well with what we're trying to achieve as a brand anyway. So we want to help our customers become the very best that they can be. So the inspirational quotes that we do tie in really well with that, because it helps to motivate and helps to make them think and just hopefully inspire them. So that's good. If I'm able to inspire them, then I'm ticking that box anyway. And people love, I found the most popular post is just photos of our horses. So I try and put photos of our horses maybe once or twice a week. And again, I'll always use the hashtags. So I've got on my phone in the notes section, I've got a bank of different hashtags, and I'll just paste them into the comments afterwards. And I also, which I know wasn't recommended last week, I post from Instagram, and then I click on the button and then it does it automatically onto Facebook as well. But to be honest, it seems to work for me. Because my younger audience are on Instagram, but then I find my older audience are on Facebook. So they aren't necessarily seeing the same post twice, because they seem to be 2 different audiences, which is nice. Because Instagram, I've got nearly 8,000, but on Facebook, I'm on 3,000. So for the time being, that seems to work for me at the moment. So that's good. Oh, hello everyone who's joining. I hope, yeah, you should be able to catch up anyway. I'll make sure it's saved. Right, my following routine now, I'll share with you as well. I've done it all myself, apart from, I think it was about 1,000 likes, and I actually outsourced it because I thought, ooh, I should start outsourcing my time, but I didn't actually like it, so I'll share that little story with you shortly. But my following routine, I find it really useful. I'll go through Instagram and I'll just sit there with a piece of paper and I'll think, right, who are the accounts who are most similar to me, and who do I think will be the accounts that are drawing in and attracting my target audience. So I made a big list. I think I've got about 20 or 30 different accounts that are very similar to me. So they're all equestrian brands. They've all got a similar younger target audience. And then I tend to do a bit of a rotation. So I've got my list, and then each day I do it on a daily basis. I tend to go to their most recent photo that they've shared, and then it'll say that they've got like 300 likes. So I'll click on the likes, the number of likes, and then I can just scroll down then, and I'll see whether I'm following them or whether I can follow them. So that's basically how I've built up my followers. Have some water. I'm talking too much. So yeah, I tend to I do that on a daily basis. I've found that I tend to follow about 60. I'll either do like a 60 follows in an hour, or I'll do 60 unfollows. I never mix it up, because I think that's when you can start to lose start to kind of lose track of your numbers, and you don't want to make Instagram angry by over following or over unfollowing, because they'll think you're a bot. So, and I don't do it every hour. I'll maybe do it once in the morning and once in the afternoon. So I'll literally just go through the post, follow 60, and then it's done. So it doesn't take long at all. So sorry, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat this morning. And if I'm doing the unfollows, I use an app called Followers Pro Plus, and I think I pay for that. I think it's only a few pounds a month, but it's really handy for me. And then it gives you the option to see who you're following, but who isn't following me back, if that makes sense. So I'm following them, but they're not returning the follow. So then I'll go into that list, and then I'll sort it so that the oldest people, so the people that I clicked to follow the furthest time away, are top of the list. So because there's nothing worse than literally liking someone and then not giving them enough time to see if they like you, if that makes sense. Because again, that can show that you're a bot, and you're not in a social, you're not doing it to be social, you're doing it just to purely build followers. So I always sort it so the oldest people are first, and then I'll just go through the list again. Say if I've done 60 in the morning, I've followed people, then I'll unfollow 60 more in the evening, just at bedtime or something, and I'll just go down the list and unfollow 60 people. So that works really well, and then it helps to keep my numbers down, because I can't remember what my follows are at the moment, but Instagram have a total following figure of 7,500. So once you reach that limit, you're not able to follow anymore, so you'd have to have a clear out anyway. But they recommend no more than 100 to 200 follows or unfollows in a day, so that's why I tend to do 60 of each, and then I know I'm kind of in the limits then. So I did once do I was liking loads of comments. Oh sorry Louise, do you say follow and follow? I do, yeah. I tend to follow about 60 in the morning, and then I'll go into my app and then unfollow another 60 in the evening. And it's always, I tend to, I'd leave it a bit before starting your unfollows. So say if you want to start this routine, I'd maybe leave it 1 or 2 weeks before you start doing any unfollowing, just so you give people enough time to see that you've followed them, and if they want to, they can follow you back. But yeah, you don't want to kind of unfollow and follow the same people in a really tight time scale, because that can cause Instagram to put you in jail. But cause I think it was a few weeks ago, I think I had a post and loads of people had commented, and I just went through and liked a load of these posts, and then it said, sorry, you've done too many of this action, you can't like people now. So I think they put me in like Instagram jail for about a day. So I thought, oh gosh, I'd better start behaving and doing what they say. But so yeah, and it literally, it takes seconds to just go down the list and follow people. Some people will love you, other people will think, oh no, that's not for me, and that's fine, but at least you've given them the opportunity to have a look and see if they like you. But I've actually found now that I'm doing it more consistently, I usually get about 1,000 profile views each week, so that's quite nice because it gives them the opportunity to see a bit more of the information in my bio, and if they want they can click through to the website and things, so that's really handy. And oh yes, I was going to tell you a quick story about when I paid a company for, I think it was a special offer, and it was a local company, and it was literally just, they would do it on your behalf, and it was all genuine followers, and you could say what location you wanted and what interests. So of course I said equestrian and horsey accounts, but I found that I just didn't like it. I didn't like not having the control of who I was following, and in order for them to get the results, they had to unfollow a lot of people that I was following, and I found that they unfollowed. Oh, Jane, I'm able to see on my my Shopify analytics. I'm only on the basic analytics package for Shopify, but it's all on the reports there, so I'm not sure what system you use for your store, but hopefully you'll be able to access that. So yes, I was I found that they just did a mass unfollow of everyone, and they got rid of quite a few key contacts that like other companies that I work closely with. What else did they do? I have a few sponsored riders and a few brand ambassadors. They got rid of them, and it just caused so I think it's quite it's like one of those socially unacceptable things that if you unfollow people, that's like hell on earth. And so I spent a few weeks kind of thinking, oh gosh, I've not seen them for a while, then checking that I wasn't following them anymore. So then I had to follow them back, and then they'd wonder why I'd unfollowed them, and I thought, oh my god, this is just quite ridiculous, really. So yeah, I think I let them get to their 1,000, and then I said I'd like to stop this now, because I want to have control. And it just went a lot less social media because I'd lost all the key people that I'd had relationships with. Luckily I knew most of them anyway, so I just followed them all back and just sent them a message and said, so sorry, I was experimenting with this new company and it didn't work. But yeah, I'd just be really careful about outsourcing that kind of job for social media, because if you want people to like you and get to know you, it's not fair if someone else in the company goes along and then starts unfollowing and gets rid of them. So I've learned my lesson now, because I thought I was being smart with my time, but obviously not. And touch wood, it hasn't affected any sales or anything. So that's a relief. But yeah, it just made me feel really uncomfortable, and I felt like I'd lost control. And I thought, no, I'm happy to just do it myself. And I know it'll probably take longer for me to do it, but I'm happier doing it that way. So I thought I would finish with just how Instagram I've been able to how it's helped me, really. I've recently just had a new ambassador search, so it's not a huge package that they get, and they'll get a polo shirt, and they'll get a discount, an ongoing discount code for however long they're with us for. And we've had one or two in the past, and I thought, oh, it's probably time that we had a few more. And I thought, right, how am I going to do this to kind of maximise people not just liking our social media but visiting our website as well, because when they visit our website, a pop-up will come up, and then they'll get an offer for like a free planner, and I think it's a free shipping code at the moment. So I wanted to try and get people off social media and to our website. So what I did was I did a blog post, and all the entry information was in this blog post. And I'm also aware that the last time I did a brand ambassador competition, I had hundreds of people wanting to represent our brand, but I found the majority of them actually weren't customers anyway. And I think it's so important when you're representing a brand that you do actually use it and you love it and you have purchased it. So what I did was I launched it on social media. I did it on Instagram and Facebook, and then the link to enter, to get all the information to enter, was in the bio for our blog post. So I think that was our best performing blog post, and we've had about 500 views of that just in 2 weeks. So that was lovely, and it's kind of highlighted now that what's possible with driving people from Instagram to my blog and to the website. And one of our entry requirements was that you have to be a customer of Samba Will Equestrian, and we found that so we didn't think people would enter if they hadn't bought, but we found that our sales shot up because people wanted to enter, but they bought things as well. But I didn't do that on purpose. I just wanted to reduce the amount of work that I had to do, really, because last time it took me weeks to trawl through all of these applications, and I was really passionate that they needed to have experienced buying from us and the customer service and things, because I think it's important for people to be quite genuine and only like recommend us because they love us rather than because they're getting free stuff. But the things I haven't done on Instagram, I'm not really into like giveaways. I tried them early on, and I'm not a big fan of giving away things anymore. So I steer clear of them. A few times I think it was once actually, I did a giveaway with a group of other equestrian accounts, and it was just a bit of a nightmare. I think they were quite young people, and they were just doing it for likes for their page, and I kept saying to them, are you going to pick a winner? Can you let me know, and then I'll send out a prize? And they just wanted the likes. They weren't really bothered about picking a winner and making sure it was all done properly. So that's kind of put me off doing a giveaway really again. And what else was there? Oh yes, this book I found really useful. It's called Instagram Secrets by Jeremy McGilvray. I got that on Amazon, and I found that really useful. So if you're wanting to learn to kind of broaden your Instagram skills, then that's definitely one I'd recommend. So but yeah, I think that's pretty much it really. Tell you what I haven't done, one last thing before I go. Stories. I love stories now. I've literally only just started doing them probably the past month or so, and I try and do at least one story a day, but I can end up doing like 3 or 4 because you can just tag them onto the end. And I've just found that my interaction again has gone up because people will like the story, they'll send me a direct message to comment on it, and I found them really useful for my business. So stories I tend to do behind the scenes. I'll do like sneak previews of like a new item that's arrived but I've not put on yet. I'll do exclusive offers. Like I think the other day I thought, oh, I'll just set up a 24-hour free shipping code, and I put that on the stories and nowhere else, and that was quite a nice little offer for them. Polls, if I want to know if I've had an idea and I want people to let me know if it's good or not, I'll do a poll. And videos as well. I don't do many live videos, but I should do more of them really, because that'll help. But yes, I think that's pretty much it for me. I'll just go through and see if there's any more questions. Let's have a look. No, I think that's it now. So if you've got any more questions, please let me know. Oh, just see what Vicky said. I think asking a third party to build your followers is quite risky. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I won't be doing that again. But yeah, I think it's just important really just to help people learn the skills that they need to do it themselves. And eventually when you're a huge company, a huge brand, you'll have a social media department, and hopefully they'll all have the brand awareness, and you'll all be singing from the same hymn sheet. But at the moment, whilst it's just you, I think it's important just to be consistent really, and show up as yourself, and your true fans will love you for who you are. So but excellent. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that was useful. If you've got any questions, feel free to write them in the group or drop me a message, and I'll try my best to help you. So I will see you very soon. Take care.